Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch.
Canadians brace for delays as Canada Post workers go on strike.
We rely on the notifications that we get in the mail each and every day.
Condos get up to speed with green bins.
Towards trying to divert as much waste as possible from landfill.
And the Valley Zoo shows off the newest additions to their family.
And what we saw was them being introduced to their indoor display room and getting a chance to explore it.
NewsWatch starts now.
Good evening and welcome to NAIT NewsWatch. If you're wondering why you haven't been receiving your mail lately, it's probably because Canada Post workers have been going on strike.
Yes, in fact, today actually marks the first week since the strike has started. Canada Post workers walked off the job after negotiations with their employer failed. Around 55,000 workers across Canada are now on strike, leaving millions waiting for critical mail and packages. The strike is affecting major urban centers and rural communities alike, where residents rely on Canada Post from everything from bills to packages. In Edmonton, workers are preparing for a long haul, with picket lines forming at local post offices. Many businesses, especially small ones, are already feeling the strain, as many depend on postal services to deliver products and stay afloat.
The postal strike has affected us immensely. We rely on the notifications that we get in the mail each and every day to let us know whether our clients have proper insurance coverage or not.
With no agreement in sight, the impact of the strike is being felt across the country, especially in rural areas where postal services are essential. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers are determined to stand their ground as both sides continue negotiations.
While the strike continues to cause shoppers problems, it also makes it harder for charities to continue the gift of giving this holiday season. Edmonton charities are worried about the current Canada Post strike, as this also impacts them, which could then impact many people in need. And with just days after the strike has started, charities such as the Edmontons Food Bank has already been affected.
Right now, we have about 200,000 festive brown bags sitting in their warehouses right now, waiting to be, delivered to those 200,000 homes for donations for Edmonton's Food Bank.
The Edmontons Food Bank, along with many other charities, encourage people to donate online or by phone to continue to support those in need amidst the strike.
You're watching NAIT NewsWatch, the next generation of news.
Since the Green Bin program has been introduced, separating food scraps from their garbage has been the new norm for most homeowners. However, Edmontonians in condos and apartments are still getting up to speed. The Green Bin program was introduced in 2021 to reduce the waste being sent to landfills and instead use the food scraps for compost and energy. However, years later, apartments and condos have found it hard to separate their waste due to the building structure.
So what we do first is we have inspectors that go and assess every single site. And what that means is they look at the space where they currently have their containers in, and then the number of units of that building, in order for us to decide what changes need to be made to introduce food scraps collection.
While the city does recognize that changes like this takes time, all apartments and condos are expected to be up to speed by 2027.
The NAIT Gym was turned into a trades showcase for over 180 high school girls visiting NAIT. On Thursday, the Jill of All Trades event turned NAIT's gym into a display for various trade supply companies, as well as many trade programs like heavy metal equipment, plumbing, and ironwork.
Being able to work with your hands and learning every day is a great opportunity for anybody, and being able to see your options for a trade is fantastic.
The Alberta labor market is expecting to have a shortage for over 30,000 workers by 2025. With Jill of All Trades, NAIT hopes that many of those positions will be filled by tradeswomen. The event will be held again in 2025.
NAIT students went on a cultural tour right here on campus.
Bandix are a scone-like Scottish bread made from simple ingredients.
Multiple workshops and events were held here at NAIT this week as part of the Destination Global Week. Participants learned how to create an inclusive environment, about other cultures, and even tried cultural foods.
It's important for Indigenous students to feel seen, not just within the space of the Nisula Kamatan Center, but again across campus. And that's part of NAIT's commitment and part of the Connecting the Four Directions strategy is that we need representation. We need to celebrate the culture as well.
Destination Global is part of NAIT's commitment to creating an inclusive campus and growing students' intercultural knowledge. To find more information on NAIT's commitment to intercultural diversity, visit the NAIT website.
You know, I really like red pandas. They remind me of Master Shifu from Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, I think they're really cute with their red fur, and although they don't do kung fu, the two adorable red panda cubs have officially made their debut at the Edmonton Valley Zoo.
The 4-month-old duo are already stealing hearts, and their arrival marks a significant moment in conservation efforts for this endangered species. For the first time, visitors got a glimpse of Fred and George, the red panda cubs born to proud mother Kiki. The cubs have been staying close to their mother, but now they're ready to explore the outdoors, helping to raise awareness for the care this vulnerable species needs.
So today they will be on public display for the very first time, and what we saw was them being introduced to their indoor display room and getting a chance to explore it for the very first time today.
With fewer than 2,500 red pandas left in the wild, the zoo is dedicated to breeding programs and education to protect them. As Fred and George continue to grow, the Edmonton Valley Zoo remains committed to conservation. The cubs' debuts serve as a reminder that every effort counts in fight to save endangered species from extinction.
Coming up after the break, we start to finally get a taste of winter this week.
And we have some birdies flying with the Ooks badminton team.
Hi, I'm Alicia Victor, your sports host for the week, and this week we're following the badminton team as they kick off their season and what changes are coming to the CHL and PWHL. All that and more coming up on Sports.
As you can see, the snow is finally here. I'm Alex Fallman, and coming up on NewsWatch, I'll be telling you about the weather.
Welcome back. It's really starting to look like a snow globe out there, hey Star?
Yes, it is. So whoever's shaking that snow globe, please stop. It's not that enjoyable for us. Our Alex Fallman brings us more on the weather.
Thanks, guys. Even though it's not officially winter for another month, we're definitely feeling the winter weather now. So if you haven't broken out your mittens and toques, you might want to start, especially with the snow that you're going to be shoveling. Heading down to southern Alberta, there's going to be a 70% chance of precipitation with a high of -9 and a low of -12. Heading over to the mountains, Jasper's going to be having a high of -8 and a low of -13. Marmot Basin is opening up for the season, so you might want to head west to do some skiing over the weekend. Fort McMurray is going to be a high of -12 and a low of -15. There's going to be a 60% chance of precipitation as well. Edmonton, still kind of the same as Fort McMurray. We're going to be getting around 2 to 5, maybe 6 centimeters of snow this weekend with a high of -12 and a low of -14. Our averages, it's going to be -1 and -9, and the record averages have been 15 and -29. Thank you for watching. I'm Alex Fallon with NAIT NewsWatch Weather, and if you'll excuse me, I have to go make a snowman.
NewsWatch Weather sponsored by NR92, the station for the students.
Before reading break, we asked you, what are your plans for reading break this semester?
And after looking through the responses, our winner for this week is @PurpleNorth, who said study, homework, sleep, which happens to be the 3 things that I live by.
Yeah, I agree, me too. Thank you for your answer, and to claim your prize, go to @TheNateNugget on Instagram. With the holiday season approaching, there's lots of debate over when holiday decorations should go up.
Our new question of the week is, when do you plan to put up your holiday decorations?
Comment on the NAIT Nugget Instagram page for a chance to win a prize. Randy, are you a fan of traditions?
I am, but I don't really have many.
Well, the Edmonton Oil Kings certainly have a tradition of their own with their teddy bear toss game.
That's right, and Ooks badminton team are confident as they begin their season. Our Alicia Victor has more.
Thanks, guys. Although most sports seasons are coming to an end or in full swing, the NAIT Ooks badminton team are training hard as they take to the court to start off their season. After a strong silver medal finish last season at the ACC Championship, the Ooks badminton team is looking to build off of their previous success and are confident in how this team is shaping up.
So we did lose like a lot of like our old players from last year, and we have like a lot of like new players like freshly out of high school and stuff. I feel like we all worked really well and we bonded really easily as a team. And honestly, I think like they've all done really great, and like I'm super proud of my team.
The Ooks' first tournament took place last Sunday at SAIT, which marked the official kickoff of their season. With several new additions to the team, they are hopeful that they can bring home some hardware back to NAIT this season. One of the most heartwarming traditions in junior hockey is back, as the Edmonton Oil Kings are gearing up for their annual Teddy Bear Toss night. Arnaud Pomeroy has more.
The Edmonton Oil Kings held a press conference before their biggest game of the year on Sunday, their annual Teddy Bear Toss. At the press conference, they showed off the new specialty jerseys with this year's theme being Christmas.
Yeah, I think they're absolutely amazing. I love the design and the colorways on it, and I think it shines bright, so it's really cool.
Last year, it was Landon Hansen who sent all the bears flying at Rogers Place, with over 14,000 bears being donated to Santa's Anonymous.
This is largely the #1 source of the bears that'll go into gift packages. So the bears that you see fly down onto that ice are going to go right into packages and out to the kids waiting at home.
This marks the 17th year of the Oil Kings Teddy Bear Toss, with over 160,000 stuffed animals donated and more than $200,000 raised. The team hopes to beat last year's total of 14,000 bears this Sunday.
We love the commitment to community. We believe in helping those who need help, and how could you not want to deliver a stuffed animal at Christmas time through Santa's Anonymous? It's going to be great.
I think just scoring the goal and just seeing the bears come down, it's an exciting time and just a really cool moment.
So puck drop is going to be on Sunday at 4 o'clock, and you can expect over 15,000 of these little guys flying on the ice at Rogers Place. I'm Noah Pomeroy, NAIT NewsWatch.
Women's hockey is experiencing significant growth, especially with the new Professional Women's Hockey League. This growth is being seen in areas such as fan engagement, media coverage, and exciting new partnerships. The PWHL currently has 6 teams. It is clear expansion is on the horizon for the league, and it might be sooner than we think. The PWHL just announced a takeover tour, which will visit 9 cities across Canada and the US, including a stop here in Edmonton, February 16th at Rogers Place. This is such an exciting time for women's sports, and this movement within the sport of hockey has been felt by girls of all ages.
Growing up for me, I looked up to the boys, like that's all we really had, and yeah, we had the Olympics, but there wasn't really much beyond that to look up to, and I think it changes the competitiveness and it gives people something to look forward to that's actually realistic.
The PWHL also announced a partnership with NHL 25, which will include all 6 PWHL teams and will be available on December 5th. The league is buzzing with excitement as they gear up for this upcoming season. The puck will be dropped on November 30th. So, do you guys think you're going to catch the Teddy Bear Toss game?
You know what? I might just have to. But you know, I'm also looking forward to seeing how the badminton team does this season.
Yeah, same here. And I can't wait to finally catch one of the PWHL games. Thanks, Alicia.
Coming up after the break in entertainment, we get to see an explosion of holiday cheer.
And he's no Armstrong, but our Louis Blackburn experienced the art of the saxophone.
A super personal relationship, I think, between the audience and the performers.
It's Taya, your entertainment host, and as you can see, Maisies has outdone itself yet again for another Christmas season. And Edmonton recognized its top 40 under 40. All that and more in entertainment.
NAIT NewsWatch Team Apparel brought to you by Edmonton Plato's Closet and Heath Specialty Services.
Star, I have one question for you. You like jazz?
Yeah, but why are you doing that with your face?
I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, I do say I like jazz.
That's good. Then check out what our Louis Blackburn got to experience at Yardbird Suite.
Just a stone's toss away from White Avenue is a joint where any jazz lover or poser like me can blow their top. On today's Try This, we're doing things a little differently. Most of the time when you hear us tell you to try this, we give you the step-by-step process, but jazz at the Yardbird Suite is anything but by the numbers.
I see it as the original influencer. All jazz that we heard today, that especially the stuff that developed in the 1910s, 20s, 30s, it's all born from the spirituals that came before with some blues elements. But quite literally, every other Western music genre that is out there, somehow, some way, is related to jazz.
Because the only musical capability I possess is a so-so Conway Twitty impersonation, I can't show you how to play jazz. But to some, it's more than just the playing. And for everyone, we experience music in our own unique way.
For me, I love the Yardbird Suite as a venue because what I like about it is I think it's one of the only places in the city, if not the only place, where people, and I mean you can come and you can get snacks and drinks, but really when people come here, they come here for the music, and they come here and they sit down and they're just quiet and they listen.
Jazz is no drag. It's the uniqueness of each performance that makes it hip. Players stack up and improvise, building on what was done by the last cat to play before them.
I just think it's a great relationship, and it's a super personal relationship, I think, between the audience and the performers, especially because so much of the music that's played here is improvised. It's like what I think is also special about here is every time you come and see something, it's a one-of-a-kind show.
But how does this all come together? I'll tell you, baby. Volunteers. Yardbird Suite, and by extension, the Edmonton Jazz Society, is a non-profit. Everyone, from the kitchen to the front desk, and of course the stage, is a volunteer, brought here to get down by one thing: their undying love for swinging, jamming, scatting, and all things they dig about jazz.
We have fundraising events. We have special big acts sometimes that come in at a bit of a higher ticket price. And those monies go towards helping us maintain an 80-year-old building. But it also helps support our Little Birds program. It's a youth program where we're literally working with the future professionals who I'm probably going to hire in 5 or 6 years after they get out of high school.
So, if all that hasn't convinced you and you're still wondering what's so special about listening to jazz at the Yardbird Suite, well, it's just cool, man. That's all I know to tell you. I've been Louis Blackbird at NAIT NewsWatch, and I think you should try this.
The Christmas season is on its way, and people all around are starting to set up lights to be a part of this season's spirit. But one particular house has taken the Christmas setup to the next level.
That's right, and the Harcourt House presents groundbreaking art from an Edmonton-based artist. Artea Gargas has more.
Thanks, guys. Halloween has come to an end, which means people are getting into the winter spirit. Luckily enough, Maisies Christmas House is back up and running for its 20th year for this holiday season for you to check it out. Maisies Magical Christmas House, named in honor of the owner's mother, Jerry has kept this a tradition, spending roughly $150,000 on lights and decorations to supply this magical display every year. With many decorations and lights at hand, it takes around 6 weeks to prepare and set everything up.
My brother's when my mom was alive yet, and he had a set of Christmas lights on, so I figured, well, we got a good corner for it, so I was going to put up a set for my mom. Then dark fence on the side, so I added in a dark on the side. It just got carried away and people loved it.
Maisies' popularity grows every year, making it a must-see destination during the Christmas season, with visitors stopping to admire the stunning crafted decorations and showcasing the decorative mind of Jerry's work. Edify magazine held their annual 40 Under 40 event, giving praise to those in Edmonton, making differences in their communities.
From chefs to lawyers to artists, the 40 Under 40 ceremony celebrates Edmontonians from all walks of life who have made a difference in our community. After receiving hundreds of nominations, Edify began the rigorous selection process.
People will nominate people, we get hundreds of them, and then we go out and we find judges. A lot of them are former top 40s or people of real influence in the city. We try to get them from different fields, so the arts, maybe medicine, science, philanthropy/politics. So it's a well-rounded board.
For over 16 years, this gala has been bringing attention to what Edmonton is capable of doing. While Edmonton's not one city that's known to brag, Edify's Top 40 Under 40 helps get our name out there by showing off the creatives and people making a difference in our communities. It not only serves to do that, but it also helps inspire those in Edmonton to try and make a difference.
How could you not be inspired? There's so many people doing so much good and doing so much just to make Edmonton a better place to live and make lives better for Edmontonians and people even across Alberta and beyond.
The gala also honors those who have won in the past, inviting them on stage. And to Chickawalla now joins these alumni.
None of us think that we'd be able to get to this point, but yeah, it happens overnight, and I think anyone's really capable as long as they get up every morning and do their best.
While the event recognizes the contributions people are making in Edmonton, it also helps to highlight the important work being done across the city.
For our clinic and my work in particular, I hope that it brings awareness to diabetes and the seriousness of diabetic foot ulcers, and helps bring more awareness to what we can do to help those people.
As the lights dimmed on this year's celebration, the inspiration and influence sticks with all those both in attendance and on the stage.
I think it's just a wonderful chance to celebrate success and celebrate ingenuity and celebrate passion, and really just a cool thing to do as a city.
Nominations for the 2025 class are now open on edifyedmonton.com. Colton Sabo, NAIT NewsWatch.
Whenever you get up to change, do you look at your clothes and think it has a deeper meaning to you? Well, this art gallery shares the deeper meanings to the art of clothes.
I've used clothes because clothes is something that everybody can identify with.
Artist Garfield Morgan presents Cloth and Conscience, transforming discarded garments into voices of change into three-dimensional art. Every piece is made by fabrics or clothing mixed with paints and oils. Morgan shows this to shine a light on pressing global issues and the powerful testimony to human struggles.
The developing countries and countries in what's called the global south have become the dumping ground for some of the products that come from North America, and specifically clothes. And so I basically wanted to highlight how interconnected we are.
The aspects of the show shows the reflection on the Rana Plaza disaster in April of 2013 that occurred in Bangladesh, which revealed the conditions faced by garment workers in the global south. Morgan hopes to continue pieces like this to show the world his creations and meaning. The gallery runs until the 30th of November. So guys, have you ever checked out Maisies or the art at the Hardcore House before?
Yeah, as a kid, I used to go to Maisies all the time with my family. It's such a great experience.
Really? I've never been. I'll be sure to check that out sometime. Thanks, Taya.
Yeah.
Randy, are you excited for the amount of snow we'll be getting this week?
I actually am. I'm really looking forward to going skiing this season. What about you?
I mean, personally, I prefer skating. Well, that's all for today, and be sure to check us out next week for our final regular show. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great night.